Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon Wynn and this is Critical Failure. So, I'd like to apologize for such a big delay on the channel and everything. Lots of things have been happening and just haven't been really able to put YouTube first and such. As you guys can see, I've been pretty much putting my music and everything first, trying to work and stuff like that, get a better job, while also doing multiple other things, so I apologize for not putting content out like I've been promising and such, but now that I actually have another device to record with besides my computer, which I've been trying to still figure out, I actually got another phone that I can record with while using my older one, the iPhone 6s that I have, to read Mordenkainen's Tome to actually get you what you need. The back history and the statistics from said book on creatures, which the next one is the Bone Claw, which brings us into this video. The Bone Claw to it, I'm going to actually turn up my brightness to see if you guys can see it more. The Bone Claw is a undead demon-esque thing. Oh, that is too bright. Let me turn my brightness down. See if that'll help. Yeah, somewhat better. You can see that. It's actually a lich failed, basically. In the process of trying to become a lich, multiple things can happen that go awry. This is one of them. Basically, if your soul isn't strong enough to go into the phylactery, if I'm saying that right, you actually could become a bone devil. Not bone devil. Bone claw, sorry. Sorry for the cursing. My friend's actually playing PUBG. But, yeah, this thing has limited immortality, basically, as long as the master lives, it can't be destroyed. And it reforms within hours of it being killed. These things enjoy murder and such things, so they lurk basically like spiders. And I'm gonna quote actually Mordenkainen's. They delight in murder and enjoy nothing more than causing horrific pain for victims that approach within reaching their long bony limbs. So they really enjoy murdering, and they're basically the dark reflection of what they were or their master, and sometimes their master doesn't actually know that they exist. They're undead, so they don't require air, food, any sustenance of any sort, so drinking, of course, like water, or any sleep. The Bone Claw is, now into statistics, it's a large, undead, chaotic, evil being, as you can see. It has a natural armor AC of 16, average hit points of 127, 17d, 10 plus 34, an average speed of 40 feet, so that's walking. It has a strength of 19, which is a plus 4, dexterity of 16 plus 3, surprisingly really high for it being basically undead, constitution of 15 plus 2, intelligence of 13 plus 1. I find this really cool because it means that it can communicate with people. A wisdom of 15, which is a plus 2, and a charisma of 9, which is a negative 1. Now, to say that it can communicate with people doesn't mean it can do it well. It might be smart, doesn't mean that it's suave. Its saving throws are dexterity, which is a plus 7, which it seems that the proficiency bonus is plus 4, constitution of plus 6, and a wisdom of plus 6. Skills are perception plus 6, and stealth is plus 7. That's what its proficiency in. Damage resistances are cold, necrotic, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing of non-magical weapons. And its condition immunities are charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned. Its senses are dark vision up to 60 feet, and passive perception of 16. It understands common plus the main language of its master. Now, if it is common for the main language, I would just say give it an extra language that it most likely would have known in its life. So say it's an elf, it would know common elven. So stuff like that. Now, because of this, I would definitely say that these things would be very hard to fight. I would actually give it possibly even more resistance or actually damage immunity to certain things like necrotic. I think that would be really cool. Is a challenge rating of 12, which is 8,400 experience. It has an ability called Rejuvenation, and that's while its master lives, a destroying bone claw, it gains its new body within 1d10 hours with all of its hit points, and the new body appears within 1 mile of the bone claw master. I find that really cool because if you roll it right, you could actually have one within an hour, and depending on how close the party could be, you could say that the bone claw's essence followed the party, and it just reforms while they're still doing like a short rest, depending on your type of short rest. So if you're doing the stereotypical 2 to 4 hour short rest, that'd be really dangerous for that party as they're trying to heal up and they're just getting another onslaught from this as a low level party. I think that's really cool to possibly do, and God forbid that there's multiple bone claws in one city, which it could possibly be, because they follow thieves, any murderers, stuff like that. It'd be really cool to see multiple, because any string of incidences where people go missing all of a sudden could be because of a bone claw. Another ability is Shadow Stealth, which is while in dim light or darkness, the bone claw can take the hide action as a bonus action. So basically, it has a really cool rogue ability. Excuse me. It has multi-attack. It can make 2 claw attacks. Its claw is a melee weapon of +8 to hit, reach of 15 feet. Really large reach there. It can only target one creature, and it does an average of 20 hit points, but it's 3d10 plus 4 piercing damage. And it under that says if the target is a creature, which I don't understand that part, the bone claw can pull the target up to 10 feet towards itself, and the target is grappled, and it can escape using a DC 14. The bone claw has 2 claws. It can only grapple a target per claw, but if it grapples one, it can use its other claw to attack it. I find that really cool. And it has another attack called Shadow Jump. If the bone claw is in dim light or darkness, each creature of the bone claw's choice within 5 feet of it must succeed on a DC 14 con save or take 34 5d12 plus 2 necrotic damage. That's really, really powerful. Just 5d12, that's destructive. The bone claw then magically teleports up to 60 feet away in unoccupied space it can see, and can bring one creature with it that it's grappling. Teleporting that creature to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of its destination. The destination spaces of this teleportation must be within dim light or darkness. That's really powerful, because if you're in a cave, holy crap, you were just destroyed, just poof, gone. And depending on how your characters might be, your dark vision might not be that far, so you're just ending up like being lost and just destroyed. Like very few playable races actually have it to where it's past 60 feet. So something like a Drow or Duragar would be able to do it, or a Deep Gnome if that's a playable race. I think so. But it's really incredible how that could be used against the party. And again, like if there's multiple, that can eviscerate a team. Like it never says, at least I don't think it says, that these things don't possibly work alone. Like if a group of murderers know they have bone claws, they could use them to their advantage. I believe that. And it has one reaction. It's called Deadly Reach. In response to a visible enemy moving within its reach, the bone claw makes one claw attack against an enemy. If the attack hits, a bone claw can make a second attack against a target. That's really cool. So basically, it can do, again, a average hit of 20 points per hit. So that's 40 average piercing damage. That could really devastate someone if they're like low level. I could totally see a group of like low level party members trying to just wise up to the possum and getting absolutely wrecked early in the game, and possibly having to start a new campaign because they thought it'd be a good idea to go to the wrong place at the wrong time, which is something that I go by of, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, because things happen in the playable world. Not all of it's your level, you know. I find that really cool. But yeah, that's the bone claw. I really actually enjoyed being able to do this again. So again, I apologize. I'm possibly going to make this more than just a D&D channel, as it's mostly just me on this now. I am actually talking to a couple people about possibly doing some D&D stuff in the future, so hopefully that would be able to be done. So please like and subscribe. I'm going to be posting hopefully a lot more. I know I promised that a lot, but now that I actually have the ability, it's going to probably happen every other day if I'm not too busy. So yeah. Again, my name is Brandon Wynn, and this has been Critical Failure.